Welcome back to the realest channel on YouTube. Yes, I got a trim. Yes, I now look 10 years younger. I would say I'm back. The realest channel is back. And today we're going to be talking about Tyron Woodley versus Jake Paul. Getting sick and tired of announcing and talking about other people's fights and not mine, and I'm sure you guys are as well. And I've seen the people who are expressing this, and as you should. You guys are right. How you talk about me is exactly how I talk about myself if I didn't know what is happening behind the scenes. But because I do, I'm just gonna have to let you guys say what you have to say, and when things change, hopefully everything else changes with it. But for the time being, we are going to be talking about Tyron Woodley versus Jake Paul. We know Jake Paul was working with Triller, and I was surprised to see that end so soon because it seems like everything was flying. But Showtime, as we know, are huge in the US, especially, and have approached him, and he is now signed with them. His first fight under that new network will be against Tyron Woodley. His best opponent to date. I saw a lot of people commenting saying, "Oh, fight a boxer, you're fighting, another wrestler," but it is the best opponent. It is the best opponent so far. He started off with Gibb, who has limited boxing experience. Then he moved on to Nate Robinson, who had no boxing experience. Then he moved on to Ben Askren, who also had no boxing experience, but was an top MMA athlete, world-class MMA athlete. And now he's moved on to another world-class MMA athlete who hasn't had any boxing experience, but is better on the feet and overall is a better fighter. So we are seeing progression, and for the people that are saying Jake's fighting another wrestler, yes, but he is also fighting a better opponent. He regressed by going from Gibb to Nate, in my opinion, but since Ben and now Tyron, what else can you say? He's progressing in his career and doing what he needs to do. So I think it's the perfect opponent. I've been very excited seeing Tyron Woodley's behavior and his attitude approaching the fight. Very different to Ben. Big contrast to Ben Askren. Very laid back, chilled guy, matter of fact, nothing phases him type of character. Then you've got Tyron Woodley, intense, serious, really looks fed up of the fact that Jake Paul is on this run and wants to put it to an end. So with that recipe, we have potentially a great fight. Tyron has said similar things to that Ben Askren said in terms of taking a punch and someone keep coming forward, and yeah, Ben took the punch and he fell. Was it stopped prematurely? Yes, but still didn't show that he could take the punch and continue, moving forward without being knocked down anyway. So hearing Tyron say that, we just hope it's different. We hope that he can push Jake and beat Jake, but at the same time, Jake is always improving. He's always sharpening his skills. He's got a good trainer in BJ Flores, someone who cares about how he progresses. And I'm sure we're going to see, again, some improvements from Jake. Hopefully he has the time to show improvements. He hasn't had the time to show any. So it would be very interesting to see if he gets into the waters where the stuff that you work on in camp and when you're exhausted and things get hard, if he can continue to bring those skills through and show those. And hopefully Tyron can be the guy that pushes him for us to see that happen. Let's have a look at Tyron Woodley's MMA record right now. And he's had 27 matches, 19 wins, 7 losses. 7 wins by knockout, 5 by submission, 7 wins by decision. So quite a balanced way of winning. He's not a knockout artist. Out of 19 wins, I think to say you're a knockout artist, you need to be pushing in the 11, 12 knockout wins out of the 19. But we have seen Tyron Woodley knock people out, and in great fashion, devastating fashion, and I'm going to make a video reacting to that. I'm going to sip my Cure Oxygen. As you guys know, 25% off using Real Cure. Anywho, So his last 4 fights have been defeats. 2 by decision, 1 by TKO, 1 by submission. So even though he's lost his last 4 fights, he's still gone the distance with high-level opponents, especially Kamaru Usman, who I think is one of the best fighters in the world. Not one of the best MMA fighters in the world, but actually one of the best fighters full stop in the world. So, and is proven to be a dominant champion. So there's no shame there in losing to Kamaru Usman. Lost to Gilbert Burns as well, unanimous decision. Colby Covington, we know he's one of them guys. He talks a lot. He's like in the Jake category. You know, those guys that, you know, they're just there to get under your skin. They turn up at the event. That's their motive. Good fighter either way. And then Vicente Leque, I'm not sure how to say his name, but yeah, who submitted him with a Brabu choke, which was, yeah, it happens. It's MMA, it happens. But that is not a reflection on what he can do with his hands. And also we have to remember this level that he is used to competing at. Not only his last 4 fights, but just looking at the rest of the names, we know that he's used to being in there with high level competition. Can he take a punch? Is his age against him? These are the type of questions that make the fight interesting to see. We know Jake's 2-0 with 2 knockouts, 3-0 with 3 knockouts. Excuse me, 3-0 with 3 knockouts. So yeah, it's good. It is good to see this. Tyron Woodley's been knocked out twice, which is not many at all, out of 27 matches. So he's proven that he can take a punch. And I'm looking forward to it. Very good event, very good event. We also saw Floyd say that he will coach Tyron Woodley.
Give me Tyron Woodley. I'm gonna make sure I get in camp and I'm gonna train him for this fight.
Oh, so you want Tyron to...
I want Tyron Woodley to come to Las Vegas and work with us.
We got one of the best boxers ever saying that he is going to train Tyron Woodley. We know Floyd and Jake had their scuffle, so I'm pretty sure if Floyd isn't the one that's going to get in there with Jake, he would like to have an involvement in making sure he's defeated. So there is so many angles and so many things happening with that fight already just after the announcement. I'm pretty sure it's going to be exciting times. As you guys know, I am a MyProtein ambassador. I'll have some interesting work coming with them soon, and also some new garms to show off for you guys. In the meantime, 37% off myprotein.com using Viddal on checkout. Make sure you do that. I'm not even going to put a prediction in yet for the Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul fight until it gets a bit closer and we've seen some training clips and seen how things are progressing when it really gets to the action phase. Right now everyone's on hype, so yeah, it's hype, but we'll see when it really gets to the meat and potatoes what's gonna happen. That fight is August 28th, which is also Ben's from Rolling Cheeky's birthday, so I want to try and do a live stream. I want to try and do a birthday live stream with him and watch the fight. That would be interesting. On that note, make sure you're subscribing to Rolling Cheeky. There's also new interviews coming from Ruin Wills, myself and Leon, and there'll be new videos too. I've expanded the team for the Ruin Wills channel, so there will not only be more content on the channel, but there will be more happening on the socials as well. I've had you for 9 minutes. If you stayed to the end, I appreciate it. More videos will be coming. I'm gonna be active again, and I'm also gonna be working on some new interactive content because the world is open again. I don't have to sit next to Biggie every video, so I will be switching it up and changing it. If you don't know what I do at the end of the video, it's the end of the video.